Well, welcome to another Memphis Monday. Get my junk out of the way here. This is a Memphis Monday 110, fixing a broken drawer. I guess it's a drawer. It's definitely broken. A friend of mine said I was looking for projects, and he picked up some rubble laying on a shelf somewhere and said this was a broken drawer, and he wondered if I could fix it. So I had a harder project last week, so maybe this will be easy. But it should be interesting. We got to figure out how big it is and how it was put together, and and all that stuff. So I think it'll be a fun project. But it's not going to do it itself, is it? So let's turn to and get to work. First thing I need to do, I guess, is take this thing apart and take all the nails out of it and clean all the joints up and try to figure out how it's put together. And then I'll put all that down on a piece of paper. There's somebody's knobs. They used the wrong screws here. These are aftermarket. Yeah, I don't know. These I think these might be the right ones. But anyway, we're going to take them off because we're going to clean this up too if we get the rest of the drawer done. Front looks like it's made out of pretty good material. All right, I got to take some nails out and do some measurements, and then I'll get back with you and tell you if I got a plan or not. I'm going to admit to you guys, I love this kind of job. Okay, I tore it apart and cleaned it up a little bit, and I'll tell you what we got. This is the back. This piece right here is the back. This is the bottom, and this is the front. So we don't have the sides. Let's look at the drawing and see what the sides probably look like. Okay, instead of worrying about the whole project all at once and going crazy, let's just think of one part at a time. We know we're missing these sides right here. I figure the sides are 3/8 of an inch thick and 5 1/4 inches the width, and the thickness of the stock is 3/8. So let's make us some 3/8 inch stock and see if we can do this thing. Okay, the only soft wood I have wide enough for these sides is this old fence picket here, but if you'll notice, it is warped. So we're going to have to fix that. Let me show you how we're going to do it. Okay, how I'm going to fix it is, you can see that it's warped right in here. Of course, that's a non-starter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off right about here, and I'm going to cut it off right about here, and then I'll take the straightest of these 3 sections and plane them down and see if we can come up with some good stock. Now you saw the big bow in that, but when I cut it, now this sometimes happens, the reason I cut it in thirds is when you cut it, it releases a strain in the wood and the bow comes out. You can see now that I have this straight edge. And same with this one. See, it's still curved down here, but it's fairly straight on this edge. I got the thickness of 3/8, and the width of the boards is 5 1/4. So that's one less thing to worry about. Okay, now I got to figure out the the length of these sideboards, and I'm guessing it ought to be about that long. Okay, what we have here is, this is the bottom, and this, of course, is the old bottom. We're going to put a new piece of plywood in here. But this old-timey plywood was a lot thinner than the plywood we're going to be using. So I'm going to have to recut this dado. This is the modern plywood here, and it just doesn't quite fit in that dado. So I'm going to have to recut this dado and also cut dados in our side pieces. So now our newfangled plywood fits in that dado. I'm going to reuse this back piece here, and to use it I'm going to have to cut off this old joint here. I put the sides on with 18 gauge brads. Main thing I got to make sure of is to make sure that that dado is lined up, because if it's not, all bets are off. Just as part of the investigation here, because I'm concerned, because I didn't have these pieces. These were missing, the two ends. So I didn't know if there's some kind of a funny joint or something here. I'm just guessing it's just a butt joint. Can you see that? I'm guessing that this is just a butt joint because I didn't have this piece. So to test that theory, I've got the ends in there and I put this piece in there, and if that was anything but a butt joint, this bottom piece wouldn't fit in here. It would be too loose. But it fits in here perfect, so I must have guessed right. Now remember, we use this bottom. Make double sure if you use this kind of bottom. This is my favorite. Make sure it's perfectly square. Then you can use it. You can use it to pull your. You can use it to pull your drawer into square. Okay, what I just did there is I just went over and turned the air pressure down on my air compressor. Remember, these tools have pressure limits, and this one is, you're not supposed to run it over 100 psi, because what it does is it drives these staples too deep. I don't want to refinish this because I don't know what the other drawers are like, but I do want to clean it up if I can. I got some of this Fromby's furniture refinisher. It takes off oil and varnish, lacquer, and shellac, but it doesn't take off polyurethane. So I don't know what this thing's finished with, but we're gonna run some of it over it, see what happens. I like it. Okay, that cleaned it up real good. Let's put some, see what it took off there? Now I'll be able to put some polyurethane on this thing and it'll look really good. So while it's solvent's drying on that drawer front, I'm going to try to put some mahogany stain on these drawer pulls. You can see that mahogany stain is going to go real good with this, whatever kind of wood this is. Finally, I'll put some polyurethane on it. Yeah, it's going to turn out real nice. I was worried there when I started with a pile of junk, but there ain't nothing wrong with this. Check it out, it almost looks like some kind of exotic wood or something. Can't complain about that drawer. Well, that'll do it for another Memphis Monday. Memphis Monday 110. Fixing a broken drawer. I got to admit, this is my favorite kind of project. I think I told you before. I really like to take piles of junk, things that are just totally broken, and try to fix them. You know, and we got this thing. There was most of it was missing. We had to figure out how it was put together and what kind of joints were there and if it could be fixed and And I think we did a pretty good job. And I think the hatchet is a little disappointed because when the hatchet saw that pile of junk, he was sure that he was going to be involved, but it wasn't to be. Well, like and favorite and Facebook and tweet and comment and ask any questions you have, and I'll put it in the question videos, and I guess that's it. Nope, one more thing. Make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.